Hello Fada, accent on the Irish language, basic notes and background for the curious, with session leader Renata Henley. From the Hedge School at the Irish Roots Cafe. More courses and information found at www.irishroots.com.
Fáilte a bharja go dtí Hello Fada, seo Renata anseo.
This is Hello Fada, and the phrase for the day is going to be all about names and how to pronounce those first names rather than surnames.
Interesting names in Ireland, especially in the Irish language.
And what are there any general differences when you come upon a name in Irish or English?
Oh, lots of differences, yeah. There's names in Ireland that are translations from English, and then there's names that are native Irish names, and I think they're the prettiest. I like those the best.
Oh, yeah, and there's names like Fitzpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the only Fitz name they say that is actually Irish in origin. It didn't come from the
Normans.
The Norman invasions.
Huh.
They just adopted it. They liked it so well. A lot of those invaders came over and they added some O's and Macs and Fitzes every now and then.
Yeah, but let's stick to the first names, Michael. I really want to talk about
I know. I just wanted to wet people's. Well, you know what? We're going to do that in one of our later courses. We're going to talk
I know
about
you're.
those
I know
surnames.
you're bent. I know.
Yeah.
I know what you're after.
So let's hear more about these first names. A name I always thought that was unique, and I got it wrong the first 10 times I saw it, was Siobhan.
Siobhan. Yeah, that's
how
a
do you spell
beautiful
that?
name. You spell it Siobhan. That's that mark over the A.
That's right. So that it was BH, you said?
BH. So
BH.
people.
Now,
Yeah.
I see you say H.
Oh, I picked that up in Ireland.
So in Ireland, you'll hear them say H
H.
instead
that's
of
right.
H.
That's right.
Like some of those old fellas from the AOH.
It actually starts with a H sound,
Oh, huh.
as a H should.
AOH. Yes. I do recognize that. And so that's Siobhan, huh?
Siobhan. Yeah, when you see it, you think Siobhan or something, but
Yeah, or
it's
Siba.
Siobhan.
Yes, okay. Well,
And-
what are some others?
Well, like one that I really like is Anya. It's very simple, and it's not translated from the biblical name Anne, but that's the English that's used in place of Anya. If you need an English version, they use Anne, but Anya is a much older native Irish name, and it's spelled Fada I-N-E, so it looks like Aina.
Well, how about Anya compared to that singer? What's her name? Inya? Is Inya a real name?
I've heard two versions. I've heard that Anya up in the north has a much flatter sound, so her name really is Anya, but it's Enya.
Oh.
But then I've heard another version too, so I'd have to look into it to,
Well, that's right.
to talk
Ooh,
about her.
Interesting. How about a guy's name? Are there some men's names that we can hit on?
Well, like another one would be Michael from the Bible. Mihal is the Irish for that.
Right.
Mihal. And then a native Irish name would be Ronan, which in English you hear it pronounced Ronan.
And how about the accent? Is there a rule about accents on names, or is that just out the window? The first syllable, second syllable?
Again, usually the first syllable, but if there's a fada on it, like the name Aidan is Aidan, the fada is on the second syllable.
Okay, so Fada will tell you the rule's different.
That's right.
Okay, but normally if you're saying somebody's first name, it's the first syllable that gets the accent.
Like Anya
Right.
and Siobhan. Well, Siobhan's got that fada on the end, so it almost balances.
Yeah.
But no, they're beautiful names. I mean, some of the more unusual ones I've heard are native names like La Serena and Lavisha.
Oh, yes.
And then, of course, Cillian Murphy is a very famous actor, and
Yes.
Cillian's a native Irish name.
That's right.
So.
And I notice a lot of people take first names that used to be last names, too.
That's a new trend that is a very old trend.
Yes, that's
Isn't that right?
Yes.
Or they were first names, they became last names, and now they're becoming first names again.
That's right. It's all turned around there. So if you study a lot in history, you might see some names that might confuse you, not knowing which name's the first name and which name's the last.
There you go.
How about a name like Kevin?
You know, Kevin is spelled with a K in English, and there is no K in the Irish alphabet, so it must be a name like Quiveen
Or how about like
or Queven.
CAO?
Yes, that's
something?
it.
Yeah, there's a
But
CAO.
see, I know one is a girl's version and one is a men's version, so I don't know which one's which. But Quiveen and Queven. No, I couldn't tell you which one was Kevin now. I'd have to look.
Yeah,
I'd
and
have to go look that one up.
As confusing as it gets, it's probably been done both ways.
Probably.
You can almost count on it.
Yeah. We have the name Colleen,
Yes.
which means girl.
Mhm.
But there is an Irish name, Colleen, but it's a boy's name.
No, now Colleen is a boy's name.
C-O Fada, L-I Fada N.
Oh, and Kevin could be a girl's name.
Well, Quiveen or Queven, one of those will be a
or
girl's
something
name.
close.
Yeah.
Close enough. Oh,
Right.
Okay. Well, there's all kinds of things to discover, especially, there's a lot of people that get interested in Irish names when they're about to have that first child. That's
Or
right.
second.
Or that's right. So we're going to, I think later on, we're going to have another whole session just on those names, Irish names for children.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, we'll
And
do that.
Just to back up a second, because we talked about the Bible, an interesting one is Sean.
Yes.
Sean came from the Bible, John,
Right.
but it also came from the Bible at a much earlier period, and that's Owen.
Oh.
Can you imagine the difference between Sean and Owen, and yet they're both from the biblical John?
And how many ways can you spell that? Oh, and is there like an
There's an
E-O-I-N?
There's an E-O-I-N, which is more modern, and then there's an E-O-G-H-A-N, which is older.
Right.
And then, of course, there's O-W-E-N, which is Welsh.
Right.
And Ian, I-A-N, is the Scottish, I understand.
Well, I've seen that turned around all the way from the Owenots to the Eugenians.
Yes.
And it's just, so Owen becomes E-U-G-H. And
Okay.
it depends on when they were writing it. And
That's right.
I think they threw the rules out more than once.
But just think, you could have 3 boys, and you could name one Ian and one Owen and one Sean, and then you could have a John, maybe 4 boys.
Say, this is my brother Sean, and this is my other brother Sean. I mean,
John.
yeah, that's right, John. Yes, I understand. Well, what other name might you come up with there that people would be interested in?
Well, there's a name Maeve, which sounds so pretty in English.
Yes,
I think a lot of people are familiar with the name now from the Celtic women singer. But, it's been anglicized a lot of different ways, M-A-E-V-E. But the old Irish is M-E-D-B.
And how'd you pronounce that?
Maeve.
Maeve, not Mauve.
Right.
Maeve.
Maeve.
How about Neve?
Oh, Neve is a beautiful name.
First person I met named Neve was Neve Parsons. She had a song
Right.
session at the Dublin, Ohio Irish Festival, and she taught us a few things.
Yeah, and her name would be spelled N-I-A-M-H.
Yes, or VH?
No,
Just H.
that's anglicized if there's a V in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's M-H.
Very, very interesting that there are some names that really haven't come over yet in any number.
Right. You still hear a lot of Megan and Catherine and Caitlin and,
And how about Renata? Is that a real Irish name?
It's very Irish. Once the Polish invaded Ireland, it became very, very Irish.
Oh my gosh. So I understand. And I've heard the Polish are now starting to leave Ireland again too. The times are getting a little tougher. So
Yeah, I bet they are, yeah.
Very interesting. How about a simple name like Mary?
Moira.
Mora.
And Enya's got the sister Moya, where the R has become so slender that it's disappeared.
Oh.
So
I'll be well.
that's the difference between the Northern Irish and the Southern Irish again.
Well, yeah, that's very interesting. I think that wraps us up our lesson here, unless you've got some extra thing to say. And hey, how about a word about that? What is that, on store?
Store Irish for Treasure.
Yes.
That's the business that I do. It's the Irish jewelry.
Yes.
5 different Irish designers, all made in Dublin, and all absolutely fabulous.
Do you have a favorite piece that you've got in your mind today?
Well, I like the moving pieces. You wear them on your neck, and they just move when you turn your head or walk or talk or gesture, and they're a great conversation starter, and people are just amazed by them. So yes, those are my favorite.
Well, we'll put a picture of that on your webpage there that we've got at irishroots.com at the head school. You'll be able to click on a photograph or a name, and it'll take you to that homepage, and you'll learn not only a little bit of the Irish and a little bit about yourself, but you'll learn a little bit about that jewelry, and people could actually contact you if it sounded interesting.
Oh, I tell you, we had a great Christmas season.
Oh, good,
Just
good.
going, so.
And everybody knows that a head school teacher needs to eat too.
That's right. Pay for the turf.
That's it. Well, that sounds good to me. I think we've got some interesting ones coming up here next on the free channel, so stay tuned for the next show.
Slán and Ish.
Hello Fada is a presentation of the Irish Head School at www.irishroots.com. These introductory sessions are for those curious about the Irish language and for those considering a course of study in the future. Renata, your session leader, also offers a course of study in the Irish language and language services on a regular basis. Contact us on our webpage at irishroots.com or by mail at the Irish Roots Cafe, Box 7575, Kansas City, Missouri 64116. Leave a message on our phone recorder at 816-256-3360. Your hedge school needs your support. Sponsors and memberships are always welcome. So ends another session from the sunny side of the hedge.